What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy, Mr. Meyer, with the fire, here to share ideas and take the collective vibration higher. And my sole intention is to reconcile all paradox with love and truth. I love you. This is Mars Day with Mark number 25, and that in itself is a celebration. 25 weeks in a row, we've been doing this show. So I think that's cause for celebration. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I had this feeling today where I was like, I might just not post Mars Day with Mark. And that's bullshit. So here I am posting it. And you may see less jump cuts in this video, less edits. You may see a stream of consciousness because, quite honestly, I'm sure you can read it in my energy, my body language, my voice. I'm fucking tired. I'm exhausted. I'm so fucking tired. I can't even put the words together to explain it, you know? So that being said, this full moon last week kind of rocked my shit in my 10th house. So I've been just kind of putting things together, trying to keep my business as business. But what I am going to do this time, because I heard from you guys that a lot of y'all like hearing me think and talk and not cutting out all the BS. Some of you do like the cuts and it helps the brevity and the clarity and that. But what we're going to do today is take it back to the beginning, man, when we first started this series. And rather than putting the chart up, I'm going to show you the chart of the moment. And that is the 28th. If you wanted to pause and look at the planets, go ahead and do that. The moon is void, of course, so it feels weird. 1 week from now, this is the chart. You know, so if you want to look at the planets and their aspects, I encourage you to do so, but do not pay too much attention to the man behind the curtain or the house positions, because that's different for your geography. So just make a note of that, okay? So what's wild about astrology, guys, is that everything is moving. It's never going to stop. So there's always something to talk about. But when we do this week by week by week by week, you know, we do get a big picture. And that's kind of funny because Sag is all about the big picture. And there's not much moving this week, but there are some pretty important events to talk about, and I'll give you the highlights. So it is the second week of Sagittarius, and that's exciting. So if I didn't say this yet, let me tell you guys, this is the astrology breakdown, now that we're 2.5 minutes in, for the week of November 28th to December 5th. That's Tuesday to Tuesday, okay? Mars Day with Mark. So shout out to Sagittarius. What this means with the sun in this part of the sky in front of these stars, it's time to have fun. It's time to focus on joy. Sagittarius does not come with hinges, man. So this shit is a little unhinged. It may be about doing too much. Sagittarius is the journey. So at the end of the day, man, this is a blip in the scheme of the universe. I'm talking about this experience, even your life, just a drop in the bucket, man. So how do you have fun? How do you enjoy your life? I think a big way to do this nowadays, this time, adjusting your frame, adjusting your perspective. That's a very Sagittarius thing. So have a sense of optimism, focus on the positives, honor your limits, because Sagittarius is really about freedom. And the worst thing with this season is feeling bad about having to grow, or seeing distance in front of you and assuming that there's something wrong with you because you have potential. And that's kind of fucked up, if you hear what I'm saying. I hope that doesn't resonate with you, but at the same time, that might hit personal for a lot of us this time. And this last week was kind of a drag, I'm gonna be straight up. Not only did we have a full moon, which was kind of intense, opposing Mars, we had the sun and Mars squaring Saturn last week, and that's just a dark time on Earth, you know. And we are going into the winter transition if you're on the northern hemisphere. The Saturn aspects just talks about being realistic and organizing and really hitting our limits kind of hard. So that may be something that a lot of us are seeing, but focus on joy, because whatever we're paying attention to, we're going to be bringing into our life. So regardless of what you're experiencing, I just encourage y'all to be positive and to really be intentional and impeccable with your word. What I mean is, don't say shit that you don't want to create, simply put. Because while the sun will start at 6 degrees of Sag and then end at 13 degrees of Sag at the end of the week, because that's 1 degree a day, we're also going to have Mercury in Sagittarius for the majority of this week as well. And Spirit's saying, hang on, but don't hang on too long. In other words, get to stepping. Don't sit too still for too long. This says get some movement in your life. And you're only stuck if you think you are. The power is in the mind. So right now, as I'm filming this, Mercury is breaking out of the square with Neptune. So on top of everything with Saturn last week, y'all, there was a high sensitivity and a lot of emotion. And that could have felt overwhelming or overstimulating with so much going on inside of the mind. So that should be getting a little bit easier this week. Growth happening in a more stable direction. But I can't emphasize enough, guys, the power lies in perception. It's not what you're seeing, it's how you're seeing it. While it's a little bit deeper than what I'm about to say, I think and therefore I am. It's a little bit deeper, but yeah, your thought is a very powerful energy. And whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably fucking right. All right? Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably fucking right. And your thoughts are damn near the only thing in existence you can control. So remember this, guys. You can't control people. You can't even control whether your heart stops fucking beating. Like, you could have a heart attack tomorrow, even though we're not going to. The point is, man, have control over your mind. Take your power, Pluto, and focus on your perception and focus. That's that Virgo energy, that 8 of Pentacles. That's where your power is, your fucking focus. And I just made this video about Lilith and Virgo. The motherfucking distractions, y'all, they gotta go. I feel like a broken fucking record a lot of times when I keep saying this shit, y'all, but we're gonna have Mercury move from Sagittarius to Capricorn. And what that really looks like is getting down to business, getting organized, and bossing your fucking life up. Mercury is about the mind. It is about our mentality and our attitude. And you'll see this Friday, Mercury moving from Sag to Cap. So that's Mercury in Capricorn. This is, what does a boss think? How does a leader think? Speak from a place of authority and a place of integrity. Be honest, okay? And this is about gains, building, Ace of Pentacles. What's kind of funny is while we're building and moving forward, there's a lot to let go of with this waning moon. This is all about releasing the past and letting the fuck go, shedding your skin. And we just had the full moon in Gemini. So I can't emphasize enough, guys. It's really about having fun. It's about getting involved, finding your true will, finding what you want to do within the world. Because Gemini does reflect social interactions, but deeper than that, these reflect the quality of your being, okay? Your purpose lives inside of you. You don't have to look for it outside of you, okay? So I'm also taking, give yourself time to release. With this moon, the 8 of Pentacles, or the 8 of Swords coming out, unconscious blockages are being released from the collective, and you'll see that personally play out in your life through your energy levels. So it's okay to be tired. It's okay to be exhausted. This also talks about building systems and looking for leverage. And I'm talking about Mercury, Capricorn, which will be a theme for the rest of the week. And actually, it'll be a theme for almost the whole entire year once that retrograde starts. And I will say one thing about Mercury is that we had the post shadow. I'm sorry, not the post. My goodness, Mark. You see, sometimes this is why I be cutting out the bullshit in my videos, y'all, is that not only can I misspeak, sometimes my thoughts aren't even as organized as they really could be. But either way that goes, organizing your mind. And with this being pre-shadow, and what I mean by that is, like, Mercury will go retrograde. It hasn't started the retrograde, but we've already crossed the point where the retrograde is going to finish. So Mercury is going to hit that point, spin back, and then boom. You know, so what does that mean? The past might be visiting us already. You may start reminiscing lately and more now as we go forward with this Mercury pre-shadow and then the retrograde coming up. So that's coming up in a couple weeks, but I just want to say you might be seeing glimpses of it now, okay? So it's really important that you use your imagination and create something with this energy that we have right now, guys. You are a boss, and what I mean by that is you have control over your life. So it's really useless to blame circumstance or other people or life itself or yourself for why you can't fucking do the thing you want to do, okay? So let's not do that. Let's just make a plan, make a way, and take the action. But above all else, man, creativity, creativity, creativity. There's something inside of you that wishes to express itself. And if you keep looking around the world for it, you won't find it, okay? Even action is a creative endeavor, okay? So the meaning of this message right now is express yourself. We have Venus in the sign of Libra, and this is a pretty important thing to talk about because this week she's switching signs. And Venus really reflects our love nature and what we aspire for is beautiful and how we relate to ourselves and each other. And Venus is home in Libra. This is the best place for her to be. So this is peace personified. This is love personified. This is valuing harmony, valuing truth, valuing honesty. So do you feel at peace? Do you have a clean conscience? Do you feel happy? This is time to really assess your true needs with Venus in Libra, and also check your ideals and make sure that you aren't lying to yourself or fake caring about some shit or just investing yourself in vanity. That's something to think about when it comes to Libra Venus. Because Venus is going to be going through some deep changes, guys. Not only is she switching signs, and that's going to reflect Venus in Scorpio, the fall of Venus, a little bit more challenging place to be. So we'll start pulling out Venus energy. This could be Venus's significator, basically. Venus is going to go square Pluto before she goes into Scorpio, guys. And Venus square Pluto is kind of like Scorpio Venus bold and italicized at 100 font. You feel me? So what does that mean? What that really means is evolving our love nature, whether you want to or not. It's gonna fucking happen. So get with the program, or the program might reinstall your ass some way you never intended, okay? So what do I mean? Be intentional with your love. Be intentional with your relationships, how you value, appreciate, and indulge in the people, places, and things. Moderation is important, but beyond amount, it's not quality or quantity, it's really meaning on top of those things. Like, what is your intention? Because where Pluto is concerned, this is our power, our essence, and our true will. Okay? So here's the thing, guys. You can't seek outside of yourself for something that you fucking are. Okay? Especially when it comes to people, because then jealousy becomes a thing, possessiveness becomes a thing, love becomes control. Love and power get fucking confused, all right? So I will just say, if you've been invested in the inner work, there's a lot of things that comes up with this one, man. If you've been working on yourself, you may find more excitement with this one. You might find more pleasure in your pursuit of your own strength and power. But also, for some people, those insecurities, these fears, these pains we're holding, these are going to prompt us to indulge or be in a relationship or partner with somebody because you don't want to sit with your fucking pain, all right? And that's not fair. Because if you don't want to deal with your pain and you want someone else to deal with it while you're not really supporting them with that pain, all you're doing is unloading that shit on them. And that's unconscious projection. And that's where love turns evil. Where once you all have to deal with the elephant in the room, now you don't like each other anymore. Because you were lying to each other in the first place. So don't fucking do that. And that's cold and dark, but just be by your damn self if you don't have it all figured out, And I'm not saying that you have to have everything figured out to be in a partnership, but it's like, if you are not clear about what you want with a person, don't waste your time or theirs, more importantly. Hurt people, healed people, heal people. And this is a little bit weird, y'all, because I'm not trying to talk anyone out of love. I'm a Libra moon. I love love more than anything in the fucking world. But at the end of the day, man, it's about investment and seed planting. So we don't want to distract ourselves from our true will. But hear me clear, guys. Some healing can only happen in a relationship, which is crazy, So I just say, approach love and beauty with a sense of caution this week, all right? And just put yourself first and recognize that self-love, preservation, and respect is actually a great gift for everybody in the world, regardless of how intimately connected you get. But we will see this Venus-Pluto square peak Saturday night, Sunday morning, okay? But this is going to say pressure's been building all week. And once we get done with the Venus-Pluto square, the next day on Monday, Venus will slide its ass into Scorpio. And that's going to talk about loving intensity, loving intimacy, and even loving with our soul. So if we want to go on a lighter note, guys, this is going to say that for some of y'all, you don't need to really be doing too much because Spirit's really going to be sending you your partner unconsciously. Yeah, for real. So pause for the cause, guys. And that's Venus Scorpio's card, by the way, 7 of Cups, just so you know. I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will simply find me. I'm open to receiving the love the universe has to offer. Okay? So take time to imagine this as well. That's really what I'm getting from this card, is that when it comes to love, and also Venus is money. It's joy. It's everything that you value. So when it comes to your manifestation, even if you are solo dolo, don't give a fuck about people. All right? Imagine your success. Imagine the gain. Imagine yourself getting everything you want and enjoying it too. And just recognize through the law of vibration, you can will that thing in through your imagination. Run that shit back, because that was bars, bro. Don't say Mark never did anything for you, man. Some of y'all really do not be imagining, and that's why your shit never comes. And I'm sorry. Not sorry, because that's your operant power, man. Neville Goddard says that your imagination is like looking into the mind of God. And I kind of feel like there's some truth to that. Very smart, successful man said that. Okay? So here's the thing, guys. I can't make this more clear. I can try my best, but do not lose yourself in other people this week. That's really what I'm getting, is that it's really important to have relationships. And let's not forget, that's the only reason we're here at the end of the day. So you can't talk yourself out of your desires and your needs because of fear. But at the end of the day, man, we're looking for something of quality, substance, and longevity. We want something that's going to enhance our power and not deplete it. So you need to be very discriminate this week when it comes to indulgence, not to diminish your fun or happiness in life, but look at life for long-term investment. Consider the implications of your actions and whether they serve you or don't. It's really good to be more selfish this week. I'm being honest. That's really what this is about. In doing so, you'll be able to be more generous and helpful for other people. But that might look like boredom. Sitting with yourself might be painful. It might be hard. It might be difficult. But it is going to be what's required to gain deeper understanding of yourself. That's the fucking work. All right? And Saturn is really sitting at 1 Pisces, y'all. So I'm telling you, like, space is wide open. Water is wide open. You can have whatever the fuck you want. If you can see it in your mind's eye, grab it and feel like it's yours. Within reason, man. Because karma does play a part in here. And that's going to say the world will block you from some things. But if you understand the rules of the game, rules of engagement, you can play to an advantageous position, all right? So there's something to be said about this Venus transit, about the power of surrender. You know, and love requires surrender. Let me say this again. I say this a lot, and it's really important to be reminded this one, guys, before we move off of Venus or anything, is that, you know, there's literally no love without truth. If you're not honest, if you don't accept something for what it is, you cannot love it. Or person. Can't. Just cannot. Compassion requires empathy. So if you don't connect to somebody, feel them for who they are, you don't love them. And just make that a point to understand. And beyond others, remember that with yourself, y'all, that if you don't have compassion for yourself, if you don't actually hold space for your feelings, how can you love that part of yourself? You literally can't, okay? So I'm encouraging you guys to sit with the most painful part of yourself this week. No bullshit. Because we're on a waning moon. And anything you... This is a sign for me, man. Yeah. My soulmate is literally hiding behind the pain in my fucking heart. You get me? Yeah, 100%. And I'm not going to sit here and waste my fucking time spinning my wheels, depleting myself, investing in other people, my power, when my goddess is going to come to me through vibration when I clear my fucking heart. Period. Every time I've tried to do otherwise, I fell on my face. And that shit has taken my power, blew up like a landmine. So we're not doing that shit anymore, man. I feel like I'm starting to just start dumping, you know, like all my past pain. But hey, it is a waning moon. So I will say, guys, that love is really not even just in the air. Love is in the plasma when it comes to Venus, Scorpio, Pluto, square Venus. It's an intense need to love and be loved and experience pleasure. So some people may be descending deep into hedonia, and that's going to say that anhedonia is coming very soon. So the pursuit of pleasure is a very meaningful thing because biologically speaking, that keeps us alive. But as humans, our genetic and physical dangers are a lot further and far between than they used to be. So you got to really value the dopamine right now and be intentional with how you get your dopamine. I've heard Jocko Willink say this, and he's a great guy, very smart. He has a podcast and books and stuff. And no free dopamine. No free dopamine. And easier said than done, because we can all dopamine, or we can, dopamine, or dopamine. And then let's just work on building real dopamine. And what I mean by that is like natural highs, talking about the satisfaction of pursuing your goals, physical exercise, sunlight, good food, good company with people. You feel me? Study, learn, get active, have a great time, be a good person. Confront your fucking addictions and your shadows and pull the root of the issue out immediately. We conquer the addiction today, or it'll conquer us tomorrow, man. And addiction is a manifestation of suffering. So I want to say, for a lot of us who are resonating with what I'm saying right now, man, it's actually more vitally important that you address the underlying causes of your addiction, rather than just trying to, rip that fucking Band-Aid off. Even though that might be a good thing to do, when you quit your addiction, you're going to be confronted with the reasons you started. That's what I mean. And that might actually be a little bit deeper than just the vice. So that's something to think about. Addiction comes from suffering, so there's no need to put insult to injury. It's a time to be compassionate to yourself. And Mars, I just peeped something. Let me tell you guys. I didn't even write this down, but let me tell you something that I just realized. Oh shit. Here we go again, guys. This weekend, while Venus is fucking around with Pluto, Mars is going to be fucking around with Lilith. So this is like a demon orgy. Good Lord. And I mean Venus square Pluto, Mars square Lilith. So it's beautiful out here if you're willing to transform and evolve. If you're willing to look at where you suck and humble yourself, you'll move forward, man. And it's really important to positively reinforce yourself with this Lilith Virgo energy. It's like to be able to say, damn, I fucked up, but it's okay because I'm human. Very fucking important. But again, we can't change things we don't accept. You feel me? So do take time to love on yourself this week when you might be finding limits in a difficult way. Because when I see when I see Mars and Lilith making a square, this talks about unquenchable lust. And that could be for people or anything else. But, unyielding passion and power. And without a channel or direction for this, I hate to say this, guys, because I'm trying to tell y'all not to say things that you don't want to create, but I just see literally with some people with this energy, if you don't have a channel, it could be easy to put this energy towards self-destruction, and we do not want to do that. Even physical exercise could be a way better choice than self-destruction, for real. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be fucking done with your life circumstance. And just remember, man, life is dynamic and changing, so this too shall pass. Whatever the fuck you're going through, you won't go through it forever. If you're living the best day of your life or the worst day of your life right now, let me tell you guys, it will change. And that's the beauty of it, is that life is liminal. Life is always changing. And this is really Sagittarius energy. At the end of the day, guys, it's a journey. It's a deep journey. And I'm just seeing that with these transitions we're going through, really the deep Pluto energy is that the goddess is taking a step back to see, are you loving yourself the way that you're supposed to love yourself? And that might reflect the traumas that we're holding in, the lies that we tell ourselves, the lies we accept from others, and even just the errors in our thinking, which is really a human thing. So it's beyond blame. It's just mistakes were made, man. So we just got to make a change and grow and recognize that that's a constant process. Slow the fuck down and breathe deeper, simply put. Because gain is change. That requires sacrifice, all right? So I see transformation bringing purity. And deeper than this, a heightened sense of optimism and meaning and stability. Because that's what's being removed, is this fucking hopelessness, this despondency, this depression. That's what we don't need. And also the limitations that come from lies or just not using our mind in the power that it has, all right? And this world is hard. Let me be honest, guys. Like, this is not an easy place to live in the universe, planet Earth. Not a damn place feels like this. It's so fucking dense. And as a result of that, shit happens so damn slow. It's like the world is lagging. But trust me, guys, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. All right? So take time every single day to reflect on your desires and to feel them in your body as if you've already manifested them. And that is going to be the magnetic charge to your electrical thought that wills that shit into your life. And this is not new, guys, but you have to do it every single day, okay? Because the things you do every single day creates the life that you're living. Remember that. The only way you become whoever you want to be is by what you do every fucking day, okay? So play the long game, man. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Focus on principle and application over theory. You hear me? I love you guys so dang much from the depths of my soul. And I feel like this is the highlights of the week. Posture is really important too. But above all else, man, connect to that inner child and create. Create, create, create. And express from the seat of your soul, because that's how you generate energy as a human, believe me. And think about it too. You know, you could think about it before believing me, but I'm telling you the truth, man. That you can pull in God's energy through the creative act. And that can be healing and it can be uplifting. Not just for you, but for the entire world, y'all. And we need that shit like yesterday. We need that shit like yesterday, man. So you might be the gift if you're watching this. I just want to say that, you know, while you may feel like you don't have everything you want yet, that's actually part of the process, is the attainment. The desire gives life meaning. All right. So while you feel unfulfilled in some way, you got to remember that your mind will fill it. So therefore, you're filled already. You can't talk yourself out of what you want. Okay. So the goal is to radiate pure consciousness and unconditional love for all things that exist. It's a very difficult challenge, but it's a very worthwhile goal. And I like to set that as the goalpost because that's going to mean the most. So I hope you guys have a better understanding of the work now and the load that's going to be placed on us this week. It's about getting pressure off of yourself, but also being disciplined and organized, because discipline will set you free. Some people, and this is the thing about Sag, I'm going to leave you off on this, y'all. It's easy to look at discipline like tyranny or a gross restriction to your well-being, but structure will set you free. And there's no freedom without discipline. So you have to pay your fucking dues. At the end of the day, man, you get what you deserve. And the world, God even, doesn't give a fuck about you bitching about the things that you create for yourself. And that's a little bit of tough love, but I'll take a shot of the medicine myself, man. I'll take the whole bottle, bro. You know, like, because that bottle is power personified. It's liquid elixir, man. Doesn't feel like connection, but that's sovereignty. That's connecting with your desires. That is thy will be done, you know? All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like, please. Leave me a comment. I know this was kind of different, but, you know, in spirit of Mars square Lilith, Venus square Pluto, it's time to change things up and rebel against the pattern and what's comfortable and familiar. And change might not be easy, but it will be beautiful, okay? And it will be necessary. And it will be amazing. Yeah. So we grow through what we go through. And I think that's really beautiful. And I think she's really beautiful. So shout out to the goddess. Hope you guys love this. For the third time, hit the link in the bio if you guys are interested in any personal readings. I just opened up the calendar for December. And I've also got simplified astrology for anybody who needs guidance on their astrological journey. So everything is in the bio. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. I appreciate you guys. Blessed be. Yes, indeed.